Yo, what's up guys, you're back with TechNick, and today we have a speed test comparison between the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro and the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Both phones come paired with Snapdragon 865 processing chips. The Xiaomi comes paired with 8 gigs of RAM, the version that I have anyway, which is run on 7nm plus technology, as well as the Samsung. I have the Korea version, which is indeed a Snapdragon chip, and this version comes with 12 gigs of RAM as well. As you guys can see the spec sheet over here, both have the Snapdragons, and the Samsung has 4 extra gigs of RAM. We also have 120Hz refresh rate panel on the Samsung and 90Hz on the Xiaomi, though the Samsung is limited to Full HD Plus resolution. That is the native for the Xiaomi anyway. We have gone ahead and disabled all animations for the purposes of raw data here to see which one is actually the speed test king, and we're going to be pairing GoPro footage at the bottom left hand corner, so keep your eyes out for that one. I cannot wait to see how these phones match up against each other, and without further ado, let's go. Okay, we're going to start here with round one. Round one consists of a boot, and the first one that gets the first allocated points in round one is the Xiaomi with 17 seconds and 22 seconds for the S20 Ultra, just 5 seconds slower than the Mi 10 Pro when booting up. When initially opening up app icons when going into the phone for the first time, the Xiaomi takes it again there, giving it its second point in round one. The Samsung is a lot slower when first initially going into the phone over there. Keep your eyes out for the time at the bottom left for the current round, as well as the real time or sped up time percentage at the bottom right hand corner. When it comes to fingerprint sensors, we have an ultrasonic one on the Samsung, which makes it pretty much quicker every single time. You just have to tap it and it gets in a hell of a lot quicker than the Xiaomi, so best 3 out of 3 gets its first points in round one. When it comes to facial recognition, we're both using 2D facial recognition systems here. The Xiaomi is quicker pretty much every single time, though the first one was a pretty close call. As you can see at the end over here, the S20 Ultra stays on the lock screen quite a bit longer, giving Xiaomi the third and final point in round one. Round two, we're going to go camera to PUBG. Round 3, PUBG back up to camera to test out reopening speed, and then the fourth round is going to be all about RAM management to see how many apps we can keep running in the background. So opening up our first app here is camera. The Xiaomi takes it. Flipping over the camera, the Xiaomi takes it once again, and taking a snap, the Xiaomi takes it again. So for the camera app, definitely go for the Xiaomi. Opening up the gallery app, we didn't have a point there at all since it was too close to call. I'm not going to be giving a point if it is too close to call, though the Samsung opened up the photo quicker. We're just going to do a little sum here on the calculator app to see how things go with RAM management in round 4, just to keep things a little bit more interesting. Now the Samsung did manage to open up the phone app slightly quicker, and settings app was too close to call, so neither of them got a point. I give a tick and a point if you can definitely see a difference between the two phones. If it's too close to call, like I said earlier, neither of them get a point, and if there is just 1 or 2 milliseconds between each phone, neither of them get a point either. I do slow down this clip a ton just to see which one actually gets the point and see if there is a big enough difference. The Xiaomi definitely took the rounds there when it came to running the speed test, just 2 seconds quicker than the S20 Ultra. It was slightly quicker with the internet speed test, and now we're going into Adobe Photoshop Express, which the S20 Ultra is opening up the project quicker and saving it to gallery quicker as well, now making it 1 point ahead of the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro in round 2. Opening up Adobe Rush over here, the S20 Ultra opens the app up quicker, but the Mi 10 Pro opens up the actual project slightly quicker. Still 1 point between the two phones here, heading toward the S20 Ultra's favor. Now we're going to be exporting a 4K at 25 frames per second clip over here. I've sped this up by 1600 times, so we're gonna, whilst you guys would be here for ages, 1 minute and 14 seconds on the S20 Ultra. Now it's real time, just to show you guys the difference here, 1 minute and 20 seconds on the Mi 10 Pro. They both have UFS 3 storage over here, but the Xiaomi was 6 seconds slower there. Going into Astral VPN, the S20 Ultra was slightly quicker. We need a VPN here in China, guys. We cannot use any of the apps we're about to open now. Going into Facebook, the S20 Ultra seems to open it up quicker, but the Mi 10 Pro loaded the profile faster, so neither of them got a point. That is different when it comes to Instagram though, since the S20 Ultra opened that up faster. And going into Twitter, things were very, very similar there. So once again, no point was allocated. Now 5 points ahead for the S20 Ultra. That is quite impressive impressive. I was not expecting this at all, running the same chips. And guys, bear in mind, RAM has nothing to do with speed, nothing to do with initially opening up an app. It has to do with round 4 when we go into RAM management, but even then you should be able to, a 4 gig phone should be able to handle 20 apps open at the same time. So if there are any issues for the Xiaomi, it is not because of how much RAM it has. 8 gigs is already overkill if you ask me. Now 4 points ahead on the S20 Ultra, the Mi 10 Pro is slightly closing the gap over here when going into YouTube. We're gonna shut down YouTube over here and go into our next app, which will be Netflix. Very similar here when going into profiles, and as soon as we jump into my profile, once again very similar. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I do have the Korea version of the S20 Ultra. For the first time ever, the Korea version is paired with a Snapdragon chip and not an Exynos chip as seen in the past. We also have more support for LTE and 5G bands, so I do recommend you guys picking up the Korea version if you can get it quicker. Our first game over here goes to the S20 Ultra, slightly opening it up faster, and our next game will be flip diving. So far, I'm really impressed by both devices over here, especially the S20 Ultra, since pretty much exactly a year ago, I did the same test between their predecessors, the Xiaomi Mi 9 and the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and the Xiaomi Mi 9 crushed it in that one. That was one of my first speed tests, and it got almost 2 million views, so go ahead and check that one out just for a little bit of a throwback. We're almost wrapping out with round 2 over here, and the Xiaomi makes it into double digits in round 2, finally just 4 points behind the S20 Ultra. It is slightly impressive how the Xiaomi is opening up games slightly quicker than the S20 Ultra, and the Xiaomi also opens up PUBG Mobile slightly faster there too, making it just a 3-point difference between the two phones in round 2. Now round 3, you're going to go from PUBG all the way back up to camera. Now this is about speed. This has nothing to do with RAM management, guys. We're going in a complete opposite order from what we just jumped into, so there is no way that this could actually test RAM management. At the end, we'll end off with camera, and then we'll go for round 4 back to PUBG, and then see which apps are still running in the background. So right now, it is just about how fast we can reopen apps, and so far the Xiaomi has taken 2 points out of 4 apps over there. Remember that if it is too close to call, then I don't allocate a point at all. Now just a 2-point difference between the two. Netflix was really similar there. Going into YouTube, is it going to be similar? They have to reload, but the Xiaomi takes it this time, opening up my profile slightly faster. Guys, if you're enjoying this video, I do a ton of speed tests between pretty much every single phone that releases. I also do other tests such as camera comparisons, so on and so forth. Please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you guys can be notified as soon as one of my videos drop. I'm also doing quite a few premiere videos these days to build up the hype, and I have been communicating with all my fans so that I can give you guys some insights on what I am doing here. Now, the GoPro footage at the bottom left-hand corner is for accuracy to see how quick my fingers can tap on each device. Remember, guys, that the Xiaomi may have 90 Hz panel and the S20 Ultra has 120 Hz panel, but the Xiaomi has 180 Hz touch response rate, and the Samsung has a 240 Hz touch response rate. So that is 60 more Hz on the Samsung for touch response, which means that the screen can detect your finger touching an app pretty much 60 frames quicker than the Xiaomi can, so that is also why you're seeing it open it a lot quicker in certain situations. Pretty much 4v4 for round 3 over there, both got 4 points. Now round 4 is all about RAM management. I only allocated points if one of them keeps it open and the other one kills it like that. The S20 Ultra kept it open, and it kept Temple Run 2 open as well. Going into flip diving, the same thing, 3 points for the S20 Ultra, same thing when it comes to Subway Surfers, 5 points now for the S20 Ultra after going into Chrome. And Netflix, they both had open. The S20 Ultra kept YouTube open, and it kept all of these apps open. I have sped this up by 150 times, guys. This is fully accurate. I have gone individual app by individual app over here, and if there is no difference between them or they both killed it, neither get a point. So for now, 7 points on the Samsung, 0 points for RAM management on the Mi 10 Pro. It did keep apps open, but remember, there was no differences between the S20 Ultra and it when it got no points. Total score here, 18 total points for the Mi 10 Pro as opposed to 26 total points for the S20 Ultra. Now, if we did not include the RAM management test, the S20 Ultra would have 19 points as opposed to the Mi 10 Pro's 18 points. So just 1 point ahead in speed, but the RAM management is quite a big difference over there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And until next time, this is TechNick.